Cristiano Ronaldo's move to Saudi Arabian club Al-Nassr has been a major talking point among football fans around the world. On one hand, there are many who feel that it's probably beneath his stature to be finishing what is a legendary career and arguably a career of one of the greatest footballers of all time to be ending in a place like Saudi Arabia, where no disrespect, but the league is nowhere near as competitive as European leagues, where Ronaldo earned his name and of course dominated with the sheer number of goals that he scored. On the other, there's many people who are adapting a more laissez-faire attitude, saying that look, the guy's done all he can, no European club wanted him, let him take the money and get one last payday and finish his career like that. And truth be told, neither of these sides are wrong opinions to have. But did you guys know that one of the reasons that Ronaldo actually ended up joining Al-Nassr was due to a falling out with his agent, who is of course a renowned super agent in football, Jorge Mendes? That's right. One of the reasons that Ronaldo is currently plying his trade in the Asian nation is due to the fact that he wanted to be playing in Europe. No European club wanted him. Ronaldo blamed his agent for actually not being able to secure a move, and that is why their relationship broke down, and that is why Ronaldo is now playing in Al-Nassr. That was the short version of the story. For the long version of the story, well, that's what this video is here for, and that's what we're going to be going through as we speak. Now, bear in mind that a lot of these things are, of course, source-based reporting that is breaking in the Spanish media. So, a lot of it can be taken with a few grains of salt, but it is worth noting that there is no smoke without fire, and quite clearly, there are elements to this story that were known beforehand, but weren't really talked about until right now. So, first off, it is worth noting that the story begins in the summer of 2022. When Cristiano Ronaldo wanted to leave Manchester United, he issued a very clear ultimatum to his agent. He said very clearly that you have to get me a move to Bayern Munich or Chelsea. Now, why Bayern Munich or Chelsea? Because these were the two clubs who were showing the most interest, or who he thought were showing the most interest in signing him. Now, bear in mind that he was in fact offered to both of these clubs. Chelsea, new Chelsea co-owner Todd Boehly was keen to bring in Ronaldo, but then head coach Thomas Tuchel had reservations. He didn't come to Chelsea. Bayern Munich CEO Oliver Kahn also publicly commented on the link, saying that Ronaldo is a great player, but he doesn't really fit into our long-term vision. And after hearing this ultimatum, now this is the really juicy part of this story, Jorge Mendes actually called Ronaldo crazy for issuing an ultimatum like that to him. And what's more is that there's further reports now saying that the two of them actually disagreed over Ronaldo's exit from Real Madrid as well. Why is that the case? Well, that's because whilst Ronaldo is very keen to run down his Real Madrid contract, become a free agent, and then actually command a salary that would either rival or supersede his of his rival Lionel Messi, Mendes told Ronaldo very clearly, look, you need to stay in Real Madrid. They will protect you. Without their protection, you probably will end up suffering. Of course, they ended up disagreeing, and the fact that Ronaldo's relationship with Real Madrid president Florentino Perez ended up breaking down eventually led Mendes to force, he was forced in many ways, his hand was forced, and he had to look for a move, and that move eventually materialized in 2018 when Ronaldo joined Juventus. But it's interesting to note that the seeds of discord had been sowed all the way back as the 2017-18 season. So it's not as if this falling out is something that just happened overnight. It was a long time in the making. Now, that is in fact, now fast forward back to 2022. And Mendes knew for a fact that the two clubs that Ronaldo wanted, that were of course either Chelsea or Bayern, neither of them were looking to sign him. But despite that, there were many other clubs who were, or at least would be interested. That's what Mendes felt. So he shopped his client around to a lot of clubs. Two other clubs who he was very clearly linked to. One was Borussia Dortmund in Germany and Atletico Madrid in Spain. Now, the Atletico move fell through, at least in part due to the fact that Atletico Madrid's fans made it very clear they did not want Ronaldo. The Dortmund move probably fell through because, well, I don't think they would have been able to afford his wages. So that is the main thing, is that, he was being shopped around to a lot of clubs and no one was interested in signing Ronaldo. In fact, there is a news report out there that says that Manchester United were willing to subsidize his wages to get him off the club books, and that meant that whichever club actually chose to sign him would only be paying him about 80k a week in wages. Even with a deal like that, no one was interested in signing Cristiano Ronaldo. And that is why they ended up actually having a falling out of sorts. And the key thing that is worth remembering is that it's not just a professional bond that was severed between Mendes and Ronaldo. They're very close, or at least were very close, even personally as well, because it is worth noting that Ronaldo's mother has long spoken about or praised the kind of influence that Mendes has been on her son. And Mendes is also the godfather of one of Ronaldo's children. So it's not just a case of a professional contract being severed. In fact, it's worth noting that Mendes' agency doesn't really believe in signing contracts. Mendes himself believes in a handshake agreement sort of model. So he didn't really have Ronaldo or any of his players really on long-term contracts, but they worked together in agreement, in tandem. That has always been his style of working. And so the severing of that bond is actually particularly noteworthy. But that leads us to the last part of it. How does this tie into the whole Al-Nassr thing? Well, for that, we have to talk about a man who goes by the name of Ricky Regufe. Now, long-time Ronaldo fans would doubtless be familiar with Regufe. He's someone who's been part of Ronaldo's entourage, his inner circle, for more than 20 years now. In fact, he first met Ronaldo when Ronaldo was only a 16-year-old at Sporting Lisbon. And at that point, Regufe was working for Nike, and he was handling image, photo shoots and organizing booths and such things for players. That's how he met Ronaldo. And in fact, that was one of the key reasons why Ronaldo ended up signing with Nike. The two of them hit it off, formed a close bond. And eventually, Regufe ended up leaving Nike to work with Ronaldo, mostly though on the commercial side of things, whereas the footballing matters were left to Mendes, footballing matters being, of course, organizing transfers, contract extensions, and the like. Regufe worked on the commercial side of things as far as brand CR7 was concerned. But due to the fact that there was a falling out between Mendes and Ronaldo, Regufe ended up taking a pole position or a frontline position in his negotiations with Al-Nassr as well. And that is how Ronaldo ended up joining Al-Nassr, because at that point, Ronaldo was desperate to play for a European club. But once it became evident that no European club was forthcoming, he decided he didn't need Jorge Mendes' services anymore. And he asked Regufe to actually, broker the deal that would make him the highest paid footballer on the planet, with his current deal having about worth being nearly 200 million euros. So that's the massive money that this man Regufe, you can see here pictured with Ronaldo after he won that third straight UEFA Champions League trophy. So that's the kind of deal that was brokered. Now, where does this leave Ronaldo and Mendes' relationship? As I said, it's a broken relation. But the interesting thing was that if Mendes had actually managed to secure a club in the Champions League for Ronaldo to play at this year, this relationship would have still been intact. We wouldn't in fact be seeing Ronaldo in Al-Nassr. So in many ways, the falling down or the breaking apart of his relationship with Jorge Mendes is what has led Ronaldo to be finishing off his career in Saudi Arabia. Thank you also very much for joining us in this particular video. Again, if you enjoy what it is that we do over here at Sports Today, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment. Do you think Ronaldo's breaking down of his relationship with Mendes was unfair? Do you think it was something that was inevitable? You can let us know. And don't also forget to tap the bell icon so you know when we're going live or uploading a new video for you guys. You can also go ahead and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And last but not least, download the AajTak app. Thanks once again for joining us. As always, I've been Chendas. I hope to see you with us later in the day as well. For now though, goodbye.